These are the best irons in golf right now that you might not even have considered buying. Well, this is my official review. I've been a lifelong Callaway fan and Callaway player. Everything I've ever owned has been Callaway until about a month ago when I bought a new set of Srixon ZX7s. So I've recently made the switch to Srixon for one main reason, and it's not those old school 2000s commercials.
I switched to Srixon. I switched to Srixon. I switched to Srixon.
Although I did switch and I won the Snag Championship, so take it for what it's worth. Now, if you're following my journey from average guy to professional golfer, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to give you all of my carry distances with these new irons. If you aren't following that journey and you'd like to be, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become a member of the gallery. First off, they are the smoothest iron I've ever felt in my entire life. Because they have a forged head, they are just buttery smooth. And I've never had a forged club before. So this is my first experience with a forged club, and it is incredibly soft. The feel off of the face of this golf club is like nothing I've ever experienced. Now, with that increased feel, with the forged head, comes an increased ability to work the ball from left to right, right to left, etc. That is something I noticed right off the bat. I've never really been able to hit a cut, and I was hitting a cut with these the first time I ever swung them. So I was able to move the ball to the right far more than I'd ever have. I don't think there's much I can say that this iron doesn't say for itself. I mean, look at how incredibly beautiful that thing is. It's like having a blade without actually having a blade, because having blades is dumb, and you should never have a blade. It doesn't offer you anything. Even guys on the tour are starting to move away from blades because they realize just how dumb and inefficient it is with technology that's so good now. But like I said, it's like having a blade. Look at that bottom line there. Now that is just something special. It's so thin. So incredibly thin. Same thing with the top line. Very, very thin top line. And that was something that I absolutely required when I was buying a new set of irons. I was not going to buy anything that had a thick top line or a thick bottom. Outside of the workability, one of the things I like best about these new irons is their turf interaction. The turf interaction with a Srixon ZX7 is like none other that I've ever felt. Now, if you're not familiar with turf interaction, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's what the club does when it hits the ground. With these clubs having a thin bottom line and a little bit of relief towards the back of the sole, they work with the ground in a way that is so harmonious. I really can't explain it in terms of how comfortable I feel taking a divot, sweeping the ball, picking it clean when I need to, hitting out of thick rough. It just cuts through really any lie I've found so far. Now, one of the bigger cons is also one of the bigger pros, and that is the fact that the face of this golf club is so hot. When I say hot, I mean it jumps off the face. The ball comes out like a rocket, which is awesome because I gained 15 yards of carry when I switched to these golf clubs. Around the green, it's been a little bit of a difficult adaptation though. This is my 9-iron, and I've recently started chipping with it around the green. It's not something I've ever really done before, but I got pretty comfortable with my old set of irons. And then I switched to these, and the face is so hot that when I first started chipping around the green with this 9-iron, I was sending it off the back of the other side of the green. I just didn't understand how much slower, how much smaller I had to make my swing in order to achieve the same result. Really, the only other con I can even think of is the fact that when you mishit it, it's a little bit clicky. And I mean that both in sound and feel. It feels and sounds very clicky when you miss hit it. So if you were to miss it out here on the toe or inside on the heel, it's going to feel really clicky and probably really bad. But that's not really something that's specific to the Srixon. It's really just any forged club. Forged clubs are meant to be hit in the middle, and if they're not, you're going to see a big difference in carry distance, a big difference in feel, and a big difference in workability. So long story short, hit the middle of the face and you'll be fine with these. Now, the biggest thing that brought me to these clubs was, one, the club face itself, just how smooth it is, but also these shafts. The combination of the Project X LZ shaft with this club head is a combo that really fit my game in a way that I'd never really felt another club did before. For me, with this shaft, I'm able to get the most out of my swing. My swing is not violent. My swing is more gradual, based on tempo, not necessarily swinging hard. And so this loading zone allows me to load more efficiently in the downswing, as well as release the club a little bit better. So what are my final thoughts? My final thoughts on this iron is it's the best on the market. I've already said that. I led with that. I led with that because it's true. These are the best irons I've tested, and I tested quite a few. I tested some Callaway Apex, some Pings, some Zunos. Obviously, I didn't test Titleist because Titleist are garbage. These are the best irons on the market for my money. I mean, they are absolutely incredible. So let's wrap this up by talking about my carry distances. So we'll start with pitching wedge. My pitching wedge carry distance with the new ZX7s is about 165 yards. Keep in mind here, with all of these carry distances, I am at elevation. I'm just outside of Denver, Colorado. These are carry distances for here. I expect these to decrease by 5 to 7 yards when I go back to sea level. The 9-iron right here, my carry distance with the 9-iron is about 178 right now, which is absurd to me, by the way. Just ridiculous. Standing over a 180-yard shot with a 9-iron in my hand makes no sense. My brain just doesn't even want to swing the golf club because I think, no way, this is the right club. And I know what you're thinking. Well, these lofts are obviously juiced. Actually, they're not. My pitching wedge is the same loft as my previous one, as is the 9-iron and the 8-iron. Only the 5, 6, and 4, I believe, are 1 degree stronger. Even then, 1 degree is not that much. So it's really about the shaft and the club face combination. It's not like the Titleist TS3s, 300s or something, where their 9-iron is actually a 4-iron. These things are true to current and modern interpretation of what lofts are. Next, my 8-iron carry, somewhere in the realm of 188 yards right now. 7-iron carry, 200 yards. 6-iron carry, 210. 5, 220, and 4, 230. Those are my current carry distances with the new clubs. Obviously, you can see why I like them so much, because those are all at least 15 yards higher than my previous Callaways. Again, and it's not because of juiced lofts, it's because the technology is that much better and fit for me. So if you're looking for a phenomenal iron, look no further than Srixon. Srixon, if you're looking for a partner, look no further than me. I'm happy to field calls, happy to endorse Srixon any day of the week, because these things are absolutely money. If you don't want a good iron, then look elsewhere. If you want the worst thing on the market, call your nearest Titleist rep, I guess, because Srixon's not going to be the move for you. We've almost made it. It's almost that time. I've been teasing my injury series for a long time now on this channel, and it's about that time. It's getting cold here. I have less time to practice, more time to shoot videos. It's time we talk about my injuries. So if you're not following along, hit subscribe and join the gallery, because next week we are talking all about injuries and what I'm doing to prepare my body for professional golf. See you in the next episode of Tourbound.